Hello there everyone, this is Anton Duas here, and today I'm going to be doing what if issei was the reincarnation of Goku? And yes, if this what if is posted earlier, then I said I was going to post it on my community tab, that I was going to post it every day at like 6 or something, is because I got time to do it earlier. So yeah, we're going to start where I last left it off, in the worst cliffhanger ever. It was where he saw the third gate open and he saw a man with two horns, purple fur, and a star shape on his chest. So we continue from that point. Part two is now. Issei asked the red-eyed person, yes, the person I was talking about in the last part has red eyes as well. Are you Goku? He then says, yes, kid. But I'm going to teach you the power of true rage. Those other men taught you how to stay calm, but rage is what you need to achieve. As Issei saw the demonic look on the Goku's face and agreed. Then Goku said, we're going to be here for 30 years, as Issei knew what he meant and understood. And yes, they're still in Issei's outside in Kami's lookout. And like I last explained, Kami's lookout and many other Dragon Ball things exist in the Issei's world just to make this Dragon Ball what if make a little bit more sense. Then, as when he, but after a while, of training, Issei has reached the first, second, and third form of the demon forms, which made Issei's hair longer. It's just, let's say, it's the same length as Sakor's hair when he's non-transformed, but give it a few more inches, like a few more inches to the point where it's at the length of Beast Gohan's hair. Sorry. Then he learns that Gaki and demonic ki, if they're mixed, they are dangerous. But after 2 weeks, Issei in his demonic forms, his eyes had gone black and his pupils turned red. But Issei, after a while, had mixed every form he had with demon ki, and God ki, which made Issei choose with normal, God ki, demon ki, or a mixture of both powers. But but on But on the last week of their training, Issei has made it to the form he saw Demon Goku always had as his base. But Issei only saw he only had 3 minutes in that form because of the weird power mixture of Angel Ki and Destroyer Ki, which led to Issei not understand it, because out of all the Goku, he never learned how to achieve Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct. And yes, Demon Goku has Ultra Ego. Angel Goku has freaking Ultra Instinct, and also Yamoshi Goku has Ultra Instinct, but they never taught him because they knew that he needed to go through someone more powerful. Since they were only there in his brain training him, they needed to be there in person with him to somehow or some way getting close to death, just for him to achieve that form. But after a while, Issei still hasn't reached those forms, and without them, he would not have full control of demonic Goku's full power because of those forms. Then Goku said, "Remember, kid, someone is going to push you beyond these forms, but you will truly achieve this form once you get both the Ultra forms. Then you will meet them again." Issei wondered, what does he mean by meet them again? But then Issei asked, what do you mean? But then Goku fused with him, leaving Issei with questions. But then, but after that, Issei got out of the room in his outfit, the Psychorax outfit. We then see Rias Grimmery and the rest of her group arriving at the underworld. As we have a flashback where Rias told everyone that Issei was eliminated by Vali, as the true dragon god looked at Vali and said, "You killed him without a fair fight." Vali nodded at her, which led to her telling the white dragon, "You chose a weakling as your host." But Vali saw the dragon didn't answer. And yes, if people are wondering why didn't the white dragon do anything, because Vali just tricked them into thinking they were gonna have a fair fight with the red dragon, Drake, but it wasn't. But Then Ria said, I'm sorry, everyone. I just had to help him. But then we go back to present time. Everyone started training once they got to the underworld, as Vali trained with the dragon, the Issei trained with in the anime. Then after a while, Rias then after a while, everyone was at Rias's house, making plans on how they can fight Issei and stop him in case he wants to destroy the world. But then Sir Sax spoke. We can also get him to come help us if nothing works. Which then everyone said, who? The god of destruction of the multiverse, who is training in his planet. Okay, keep him in case, but for now, keep training. Out of nowhere, we hear boom. Issei appears in the underworld in front of the Grimmery household as Issei looked around and was punched in the face by fire breath. If you guys don't know who fire breath is, search it up on Google or search it up or go watch a High School DxD anime. Then Issei looked at him and said, really? Is that all you got? Issei was still in his base form, and then after Firebreath heard that, he moved his hand and jumped back. Then everyone appeared next to Firebreath as Issei smiled and said, well, well, you look at that. Everyone in the Grimmery household is here. Then Sir Sax's father spoke, saying, what do you want? Issei then looked at him and said, I want to know if there's a way to bring back Drake. Valley started to laugh. You really want to bring back that weak dragon? He couldn't even train you to become stronger than me. Issei looked at him, which made him shut up, but then Firebird spoke, saying, no, there is no way to bring back Drake. As Issei came in front of him and said, thank you, but you deserve this. Punch him in the gut, sending him flying towards a mountain, destroying it. As Issei looked at them and said, goodbye, Grimmery family. Issei disappeared, before we go back to Issei. We're going back to the Grimmery household. Everyone looked at each other and said, "We're going to have to train years, for years, if we want a chance at killing Issei." Then Sir Sex spoke. We're going to have to ask for help from people that I've seen have that power. As they nodded at what they heard as Sir Sax disappeared, leaving everyone, we then see Sir Sax walking into a room where 5 people were sitting, but after a while of silence, Sir Sax spoke. Leaders of the multiverse, I came to ask for help against a powerful enemy. But then one of them said, what's the name of the power of the enemy, mortal? One of them spoke. His name is Issei. No. Then Sir Sex spoke. His name is Issei, sir. Then the first leader spoke. Okay, what are his powers? Then Sir Sex starts to think. Sir Sex starts to explain that he can transform into a weird monkey form and was able to make rifts through space and bring other people like him into the world, but also he also yelled Hakai, which erased the entire army of an angel, of a fallen angel, as all the 5 people looked at each other and nodded. We won't interfere yet, but we will be watching your universe. But for now, we will give you the key to a dimension that will at least get you close to his level. As the thirsty threw the key at Sir Sax and said, you got 2 years in that dimension. Make sure you train everyone you can for now. Until we meet again, mortal. Goodbye. Sending him back to the Grimmery household. Everyone saw he was there again as Sir Sax looked at everyone and said, 2 years from now, war is going to happen. We start training now, as they were brought to the unknown dimension. So we then go back to Issei. Issei was back on the lookout, and then he went inside of the time chamber, where he decided to meditate. As he was meditating, meditating in the middle of the time chamber, thinking in his brain as he was looking through all the gates that have been opened. Every gate that was open had symbols. One had one had the mark of a demon, one had the mark of an angel, and one had the mark of a mortal. You say just fa, so I'm human, demon, and mortal. Human, demon, and angel. Sorry. Then Issei says, so achieving Ultra Instinct, it's worse than what I thought, huh? I will probably have to keep training just to achieve those forms. As Issei left the time chamber and started powering up, as he remembered, one of the Gokus telling him that his friend, who is the destroyer of this universe, knew ways to achieve these forms, but he only had Ultra Ego. Issei just saw, maybe if I use all my power, he would appear. As Issei only decided to use his Gaki, which is basically his Angel Key. Issei was powering up to the max, which he then went to his Super Saiyan 4 Evolution Blue. Yes, he's an angel, he could achieve it. Issei went into that as his power was rising, as he then said Kaioken times 100. He's able to use this because of the regeneration that he gained from Drake, that he's able to regenerate faster than normal people, and the demon regeneration that he got from the demon Goku. As he went to Kaioken times 100, which then made Vegeta and Whis notice this power, and the entire universe was shaking. Every planet, at least let's just say that because of this power not being remembered in the multiverse of High School DxD, Issei's power was felt throughout every realm: the demon, the angel realm, the fallen angel realm, and even where Big Red was at. As every human in the mortal world was shocked that they were not being able to move, as they were all dragged to the floor. The entire world was shaking, as as out of nowhere, being appeared wearing a god of destruction clothing, and an angel and his angel assistant came. As he stopped powering up, and we then see Vegeta, the god of destruction of Universe 7. As Issei then says, finally! It took longer than I expected, Sir Vegeta. As Vegeta then spoke and said, who are you, kid? And how do you know me? As Issei then says, I am the reincarnation of your friend, Son Goku. And before you ask, the real Son Goku was separated into three forms because of, I don't really know why he was in three forms, but he never actually explained that to me. He was separated into three forms: a demon, an angel, and a reincarnation. But I'm the reincarnation of all three of those Gokus for the memories they had with you. But the one Goku that you know who died a long time ago is the reincarnation one. Which Vegeta looks at Whis, and Whis nods at him and says, he's telling the truth, sir. He is Goku. As Issei smiles, and Vegeta then says, well, Kakarot, or what's your name, kid? My name is Issei, sir. Or you may call me Goku, or Kakarot, if you wish. As Vegeta then says, well, Kakarot, or the reincarnation of Kakarot, why did you bring me here? As he says, because I need your help to achieving Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. As Vegeta started to laugh and say, Kakarot only had Ultra Instinct. What made you think you have the chance of achieving Ultra Ego? As but then Issei appeared right in front of Vegeta, and Vegeta was shocked to see that Issei's speed was not even sensible. He couldn't sense him move. As Issei looked at Whis, and Whis was shocked as well. He couldn't sense his ki or anything. Then Issei said, I am stronger than you and that angel. You guys couldn't see me move, could you? As But Issei then somehow moved back to the same spot where he was at, which was 10 feet away from Vegeta. Vegeta then said, "Okay, kid, let's test your strength inside of the chamber. I don't want any mortal from this universe knowing that I'm here, or any freaking demons from this damn planet that once used to be that once used to be Earth and it still is, but it's full of goddamn gods and angels. No, and it's full of false gods and demons." As Issei then nodded and said, "Thank you, sir. And do you mind taking me back to your planet so he could train me to achieve Ultra Instinct?" As we said, well, kid, I didn't really I didn't really help Goku achieve Ultra Instinct. He achieved it on his own, but I trained him to master it. And yes, I'm not gonna eliminate the white hair Ultra Instinct out of this, like they did in the manga, which they gave Goku True Ultra Instinct. I want to hear in the comments, in your opinion, which one's stronger, True Ultra Instinct or Master Ultra Instinct with the white hair. But that will be in the comments. As Issei then nodded and said, "I still want to be trained with you by you. If he achieved it by training with you for Super Saiyan Blue and other things, I would try to achieve it as well." As Then they went into the time chamber. Issei, Vegeta went into his Ultra Ego form and said, "Bring it on, kid. I'm not gonna go easy on you." As Whis was just sitting down on the stairs of the time room, then Issei went into his strongest angel form. As Issei went into his Super Saiyan 4 Evolution Blue, Kaioken times 100. As Issei then said, "Okay, getting his fighting done. Here I come." As he went straight at Vegeta's. Vegeta, in his Ultra Ego form, was able to see Issei. Finally, he was able to see at least a little bit of Issei, because Issei had too much speed because of all three of those Gokus training, giving him their powers and training him. As we were surprised to see that this kid is also half angel. Then Issei appeared in front of Vegeta, and then he did the same stance as you see in the thumbnail. His hand was out and his fist was pulled back as he then swinged it at Vegeta, striking him on the jaw, sending him flying into the mid and flying out of nowhere. Since there was nothing to hold Vegeta, Vegeta landed on his feet and was smiling as he said, "Nice hit, kid, but you will need more power than that." As Issei then said, "Okay." He then went into his Super Saiyan 4, his demonic Super Saiyan 4, which Issei's fur went purple. He had a star. He decided to use the form. He had he only had 3 minutes, and as he then said, "Okay, this is my strongest." As his tail grew, as his tail grew a pointy point that was a pointy point that was sharp. His fur went purple. His Super Saiyan 4 fur went purple. He grew two horns. His eyes went black and his pupils turned red. He had a star shape on his chest, and everything else around him was demonic. As Issei said, "I only got 3 minutes on this form. Here I go." As Issei then appeared right in front of Vegeta didn't see him move. Then Issei was a few seconds away from landing a blow. And this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Thank you guys for watching. This is Phantom Duels here, and goodbye.